Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm really well. I mean, we've got this beautiful view behind us
Beautiful city, beautiful weather.
and your beautiful camera.
Thank
And
you.
I got a copy of your beautiful book this morning as well, which is
That's
exciting.
right.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for your support.
My pleasure. But before we start, I'd love to obviously get your name for the audience at home.
Yeah, my name is Weni. Um, yeah, Weni.
Weni.
Weni is my name.
And what coffee is your coffee of choice, Winnie?
My coffee is soy cow.
Soy cow.
Yeah.
Okay.
No any allergies or intolerance, but I just like the taste of the soy milk.
Okay,
Yeah,
fair enough.
yeah.
I know myself and some of my coffee snobby friends will definitely judge you for drinking the cappuccino, but that's okay. No judgment this morning on the video.
For the video purpose, maybe I just say double espresso.
Yeah, that's a perfect answer. Thank you for that. Yes, you're part of the fan club now.
Thank you.
And what are you shooting with today?
I am shooting with my Yashica Flex. It's 6x6 TLR. And I have loaded Kodak Gold 200 for this beautiful day.
Oh my gosh! All right. And by the way, for those of the people who are looking at this beautiful view, and for some reason they don't know where this place is, would you mind giving them a little bit of a short intro where we are this morning?
Yeah. So we are at Lavender Bay.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are.
It's looking over the beautiful Harbour Bridge over there, and you can see Luna Park, the Sydney Opera House on the other side.
Yes.
But I think you can get a view if
we go that way, right?
Yeah, if you go that way. I think this spot, this bridge and this is very popular.
Yes.
I always see a few photographers here. I always see someone come here to take photos. It's just very beautiful looking over the city and the bridge, and the water is very calm. Yeah, it's a very nice spot.
Very, very iconic location,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Wendy, would you mind telling us what kind of photography do you do? Do you consider yourself a landscape photographer? What is there a title you like to take with the photography, or just the photographer?
I think just a photographer.
Just a photographer,
yeah,
perfect.
I love taking photos of nature, I
Yeah.
think. But yeah, I don't know, I just like a spontaneous moment. Like I love walking with my cameras, like around the CBD too. So yeah, just let the moment unfold. And just take the photos. Yeah.
That's beautiful. What draws you into photography, and obviously having a camera on you to look for those moments?
Ooh.
Tough question to start the video with.
Yes, I think we should go back to a very, very long time when
Sure.
I was little. I think I always the one with the camera among our friends.
Mm-hmm.
I used to play basketball group, so we went to another city to play with another basketball team. And I remember I always the one with the camera. It's a film camera. It's my mom's camera.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, and I love the feeling when we get the film back. I think during that time, it took like 2 weeks to get it developed and print. No digital at all. And we always sat down, look at the photos. Oh my God, this is like beautiful memories. And then I moved to Jakarta, which is a big city in Indonesia, for study. And that's where I first introduced to a film digital camera.
Digital camera, okay.
And I was like, oh my God, it looks so different, like from film to digital. I think it's just very different result and different experience, where in digital you can instantly see the photos.
Of course.
And that's where I bought my first digital camera. I think it's Nikon. Does Nikon start with D or ended with D?
Oh my gosh, I always get that mixed up. I think I had 50D or D50.
Yes.
One of those two, right?
Yeah, one of those.
I swear everyone starts with one of those Nikons. I had one of those. That was my very first DSLR as well.
Yeah. And at the time, I didn't feel like, you're just like, oh my God, this camera is so good. I love it. And I started to shoot it's always part of my hobby. Like if I have free time, I always walk around with my camera. But I never really it's never So photography is never part of my job.
Okay.
It's like my hobby.
Yeah.
And then I didn't really shoot photos during my uni.
Okay.
I'm very focused on my uni, I think. After that, I moved to Shanghai. I lived in Shanghai for a year.
Okay.
That's where I started photography back because I enrolled for a year. So I think like, oh, I only have opportunity here 1 year. That's where I get really, oh, I have to go to this place. I have to photograph this place.
Right.
And it started to give me this
Desire, the want. Yeah.
yeah. And then when I finished my study in Shanghai, I came to Australia. That was 2013.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my God, it's very, it still feels like the first time until today. I feel like it's the most beautiful city in the world, I think.
I'm going to be biased and agree with you 100%.
biased,
I love Sydney.
That said, I haven't traveled the world, but yeah, I think it's one of the most beautiful cities in the world. And I always take my camera everywhere here. Like, I don't know, I just feel like the lights just hit different. The color, everything is so colorful here.
Everything's
Look
beautiful.
at the sky, it's like so blue.
I mean, these views, this is what, we're 9 a.m.
Yeah.
It's stunning, absolutely
Yes.
stunning. So,
And then I work in a hospitality industry,
okay,
and we had this Kris Kringle.
okay.
I don't remember, Kris Kringle or Secret Santa. Secret Santa.
Do Santa, okay.
My Secret Santa gave me a film camera.
A film camera,
Yes.
that's very nice.
It's a disposable camera. So I was like, oh, film camera. And then I use it, showed it, and then I get developed and scanned. And that's the first time I learned that, oh my God, nowadays they just like give you, upload in a Dropbox, and then you just download everything, and everything is on your phone.
Boom.
Boom. So it's just like totally whole new experience. And I think the film photography started from there.
And what year was this roughly?
Sorry?
What year do you remember? This
20, I think it's 2020.
so about
No,
5 years ago.
2019.
2019, so
Yes.
right around when COVID started.
Before COVID.
Before COVID,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Good timing.
Yes, yeah, before COVID.
So, okay, how did you go during COVID then? Considering a lot of us were in shutdown in Australia, did you do a lot of photography at the time, or was that just a bit of a, I don't know, just sitting on your hands and waiting until it was all over?
Yeah, so because I work in hospitality, I was a chef at the time.
Okay.
The restaurant shut for 3 months. And with a lot of restriction, I think we cannot really go out as much as we wanted.
Right.
With the 5K limitation, travel. And during the time, I do a lot of running, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not a lot
I
of
do
photography then.
running. Not a lot of photography at the time.
Okay.
Because I feel like, 5K radius, oh my God. Sometimes I feel like I already know this place.
Yeah.
It's like less inspired when you actually there.
100%.
Yeah.
I know exactly how you feel because similar restrictions for us as well. Because I was home, 5K. There is almost nothing around us. There's a national park, and there's just motorways. That's it, right? We had a grocery store and a couple of cafes. So for me, it was really hard to get inspired during that time and to shoot anything. I remember, though, eventually, I don't remember exactly when, at some point, I was just photographing light out of our kind of common area in our building. The light would hit our buildings and it would create, as you know, just incredible colors in Sydney. So I would just photograph light. But after that, you get a little bit boring, right? Because the scenes don't change and it's difficult to get your eyes and brain to want to be creative and do different things.
Yeah, because you just so get used to it. I mean, obviously the light hitting your window and it come through like with this golden light was beautiful, but after a while you feel like,
I've done this.
Yeah.
That's 100 times.
It's
I'm
the
done.
same, yeah. So that's me.
That's
during
you.
COVID.
I love it. Okay. So post-COVID, how did you go getting back into the groove of, I guess, doing more photography?
Yeah, so after COVID, how did I get to photography? I think
It's been a long time, I know.
it's been a long time, yeah, yeah. During COVID, actually, I had one job, shooting my friend propose his girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, oh, actually, I can actually get a side job with this. So that's where I started to put myself a little bit more on my Instagram. Like, I even create another Instagram for my digital work.
Okay.
I was like, if you need a photography service for any occasion, you can contact me. I can do your pre-wedding, I can do your engagement, and then I can do your wedding shoots. So obviously, I got few response, but yeah, I think, and then it started to like, yeah, because the more you do it, the more confidence you get, right?
Yeah.
And then the more confidence you have, you feel like more. I feel like more motivates me to go out and then it's very different when you shoot pre-wedding, wedding, engagement. You have to deal with people. You have to tell them, okay, you do this pose, you do
Right.
this, and then you do that. And then I try to balance it with, you know what, I don't want to do this. I just want to walk with my camera and not talking, not telling anyone what to do. So I started to balance it with going out a lot and then I love Sydney sunrise, Sydney sunset. I love the color of the golden rays. It's just like so beautiful. So, and I love being outside. So I take my cameras around just by myself and just do like, I just want to do this. No one tell me what to do. I'm not telling anyone what to do. Yeah. And yeah, it started to like, this is actually fun. And then I start to look at medium format
Okay.
because when I shoot 35 mils, it's great. But when I see it, if you're a photographer, obviously you feel like, oh, this camera is nice. Oh, this format is nice. Oh, I started to look at another cameras. And then, but at the same time, I don't want to spend too much money. Which camera is affordable? And then I started to look on eBay. I think TLR camera, the 6x6, is very affordable compared to like 6x7, 645. And
When you say affordable, do you mind if I ask?
this one?
Yeah.
This one costs me, I think USD is 150.
150 USD.
Yes.
That is very affordable.
Yes, very affordable.
Wow,
To
okay.
get it shipped from Japan to here, total cost is Australian 320.
That is very reasonable.
Yes.
I mean, there's disposable cameras. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I didn't like it at the beginning because it's square format,
Yes.
I like to at the beginning, I like to have the flexibility of, I want to shoot portrait, I want to shoot landscape. But after a while, when you see the result, it's just like, it's very different compared to 35
Very
mil.
different, yeah.
There's a lot of more resolution or data or anything. It's just like, oh my God, the negative is big, 6x6. I feel like, oh my God, the result is so good. And I feel like I don't mind to spend more time to compose, to setting, to meter. Because I know the result that I get will be great. Yeah.
Love it. I know you were mentioning you had maybe a somewhat of a recent exhibition. Was that last year?
Last year.
In Melbourne?
Melbourne.
Tell me more about that. Like, what got you into wanting to exhibit your beautiful work?
Yes. So the exhibition is in Melbourne. That's on Feb 2024. I don't know if you know Our Story on Film. That's curated by Joey.
Okay.
She's in Melbourne, and then she reached out, hey, do you want to join a group photo exhibitions, all female photographer, to celebrate the Women's International Day? I was like, oh yeah, more than happy to join, but at the same time, I never exhibit my work at all, so I have no idea where to start. Like, how should I do this? What should I do? And what next? But yeah, Joey helped me a lot. And during that exhibition, I didn't really know who joined the exhibition, but after I see the name on the poster, I was like, oh my God, it's like one of the photographers is Lucy Lument.
Okay.
Oh my God, I will be in the same room with Lucy. And then when I was there in Melbourne, it was full of people, packed. The room is full. I'm so happy, but at the same time, I was like, oh my God, it's
But
like
nerve-wracking, huh?
nerve-wracking, yes, yes. But it's very nice to see. It's a great experience. Like, you see people standing in front of your work, like standing there for a few seconds, just looking at your photos, and then
Feels nice, doesn't it?
yeah, it just feels different. It just feels very different, and it just gives you a confidence boost. Yeah.
What are some learnings from the exhibition? You said it was your first time, so you weren't really sure about what images to pick potentially,
Yes.
or what size to print. Do you have
Yeah.
any tips for someone who might be exhibiting for the first time?
Yeah, for the first time, I know there's a lot of questions, right? We can't, I keep saying we, it's probably only me. I think I tend to overthink it,
Okay.
but reach out, ask questions. The people who are out there, it's very kind. They're always answering my question. And then pricing, I also ask Joey, which is the curator, I also asked her pricing, even where to print my work, like where to frame my work.
Right.
She gave me all the information. I think just don't scare to ask questions and do it. I think it's very hard. Sometimes you feel like, oh my God, I'm not. Do I really? How to say this? Do I really want to put my work out there for people to see it?
Really?
Is there any
Okay.
people want to see my work?
Gotcha.
But you do it, and then you'll be surprised. I think I'm very surprised with how many people came that day to see our work display on a wall. Yeah.
That's wonderful news. I mean, if I can take that for a second and think about maybe the potentially the right word to use, a little bit of insecurity around portraying your work.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I talk to a lot of artists who feel that way, like who wants to see my photos? They're not good enough.
Yeah.
But after you did it, it gave you a lot of confidence boost.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it was a very good experience for you in this case.
It's a very good experience, and yeah, that's where the motivation, that's where the spark for my book project started. Yeah.
Thank you for making my job easy this morning, because that was going to be my
You're
next
welcome.
question. Thank you. So talk to me about your absolutely stunning book, and I can't wait to get home and put it on my shelf. I mean, pretty much saw every single image this morning as we were chatting and drinking our coffee. Print quality is fantastic. The paper is beautiful. It's a
Thank
square
you.
format. And before I forget, part of the price of the book is donated to which charity again? Sorry, I forgot.
Fit Bali.
Bali.
Yeah.
And tell me about that decision before we actually talk about the book.
Yes, so the decision. So why do I do this? So during that exhibition, that exhibition gave me a lot of, I feel like contributes a lot to my creative journey.
So good to hear.
Yeah. So I was thinking, we were gifted a pack of Kodak Gold.
Kodak Gold.
Kodak Gold, like a pack of 5. And not long before that, in January 2024, I already got a bunch of film from Team Ryugo from Kodak Alaris in the US.
Okay. How lucky are you?
So I got a bunch of film in the beginning of the year, a pack of film during the exhibition, And Tim also sent us a really nice word in the video for all the women photographers who will participate on that exhibition. And I was like, oh, how can I make this film useful? You know, like I got a lot from this community, and how do I give back to the community? It's not necessary to the film community, but to the community around us. Like, yeah, so I was like, and coming from Indonesia, it's poor country. I feel like very fortunate to be able to experience living in Sydney. Yeah, so I just want to give back to the community.
That's so kind. It's very, very kind. I love that you're thinking of this more of a community give back photography project. So it's wonderful. And for those who want to have a look at the book, they can get your copy from your website.
Yeah.
I'll put the links in the description, of course. But now let's talk about the actual book. So I believe you said, how long was it to photograph for the book?
It's a collection of my best photograph in 2024. So it's a year project. Yeah.
Gotcha. And obviously it's all in square format?
All in square format,
Yes. I remember some of those photos from the sunrise. Which beach was it again? I forgot. The pool.
Bronte.
Bronte, thank you, Bronte pool. Oh my gosh, they're just, I don't want to say mouth-watering, but eye-watering. Is that a thing to say? Absolutely stunning. So tell me about, like, how long did it take for you to choose which images you want to have in the book and curate them, and then maybe we can talk about the printer as well, because I think we went through the same route. We ended up looking at a printer that you wanted to work with in person as opposed to an online printer.
Yeah. So because it's a whole year project, so I already know that I am doing this project last year. So whenever I got the film scanned, I put it in a separate folder. If I have, this image potentially make it to the book, so I have the special folder separately from the other one. And then towards the end of the year, I think end of December, I started to narrow down the images in that folder to just really choose like which 100 best photograph, which is really hard.
I bet.
And not because there's a lot of good pictures, but it's because there's a lot of good pictures. Yes. So started to narrow down to 100, and then the beginning of the year, I think beginning of the January, I started to print a small one, like a square, a little small, just to stick it on the wall to see how the sequencing go. Yeah. Which images pair better with which that thing. And then I think somewhere in 2024, I started to look for the printing company and started to ask questions on my Instagram too. Is there anyone know which printing company they know? And asking questions to some people who are doing the same thing, like printing a magazine, what software they use and stuff, and started to get myself learning new software I never opened InDesign before. Oh, you didn't? Okay, gotcha. Never, yeah. So, but ask questions. Ask questions. Sorry, did I cut you off? No, it's fine. And now I forgot the question I was going to ask you. Gosh. It's how long? The process. How long was the process altogether, roughly? Yeah. So the year for the photography, and then. The year for photography, and maybe I would say 3 months, 2 to 3 months for selecting the photo, sequencing, sample print, and to get it actually printed. And we're on. Okay, so I had a bit of a brain fart moment, so now that I remember what I was going to ask you, we're back on camera again. You mentioned, similar to my experience, you did not want to you don't want to work with an online printer. You wanted to find someone who was local. Can you tell me why that decision was made? Yes. I prefer to work with my local printing company because it's always nice to support your local. And because you, with film photography, you involve a lot in the process, right? Like I send my film to lab to get it developed, but I do scan my own film at home.
Okay.
And it's just like a lot of process when you metering, set the camera ready, and it's same. I think it's affected me in a way that how I want to print a book. I want to get myself to be involved to be involved in this process. Like,
Of course.
I like it that I went to my local printing company, and then someone came out to see me, and then they just take a bunch of paper that I can touch myself, and they explain to me like how this paper will affect the color and how the other one will affect the color and what's the
Perfect.
positive, what's the negative. And yeah, I think I appreciate more, I value more this interaction.
Yeah.
Whereas like printing, like a full online printing company, they're very helpful. I'm not saying they're not, but I don't know. It's just a different feeling, different experience.
Completely agree.
Yeah, even though like it costs a little bit more to the book price, to the book cost, but you know, you get this really, I don't know, you just get this.
It's your journey, it's your decisions, it's you in control of the final
Yeah,
product, right?
yeah.
If it's great, then it was your choice.
Yes,
And hopefully
yeah.
it won't be bad because you've been involved throughout the whole journey,
Yeah.
making decisions, informed decisions, and you've been given the chance to experience some samples and actually touch and feel and talk to someone about what it will look like. So no, I'm completely with you at that 100%, especially considering you do analog photography, which is quite involved.
Yes, yeah.
It's also important to be very involved in the final process of the printing. Were there any kind of non-negotiables from the type of paper you wanted to use, the size, or anything like that?
Yeah.
That was really important to you for the book?
Yes, I really like the feeling of uncoated paper.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just more. You can feel the texture a little bit, and then it's personal preference. But at the same time, that type of paper also absorbs the color.
Mm-hmm.
So the black is not really black. Whereas if you see in a silk paper, another type of paper like glossy paper, the color is very pop.
Yeah.
I don't know, but personally, I love the uncoated paper.
It
yeah.
feels very different on the
Yes,
fingers,
yes.
for sure.
And the thickness of the paper, the GSM, I just like it a little bit thicker because, I don't know, when I look at the book, I'm very happy because it feels like, oh, I got 100 prints. It's not like 100, it's not like 100 pages
It's
of
quality.
paper.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The GSM really dictates the feel from a customer experience, right? You want the
Yes.
people who've got a copy of this
Yeah.
to obviously see that your work is quality, but also when they touch the book, they know it's also the same quality as your photography as well. So it's, again, another one of those really brilliant decisions that artists should be making during their photo making journey to make sure that the end product ends up being exactly what they wanted it to be from an experience perspective. I think it's super key, and I'm so glad you've made that decision. As we're looking at the,
Look at this
I know this
beautiful
is
view.
rough part of town, everyone. This is Sydney on a Sunday morning. We're definitely fortunate to be here. Look, I'm running out of questions to ask you, so this is what I usually say. I go, is there anything that I was supposed to ask you that I haven't? Is there anything that you want to share with us that you haven't had a chance yet?
You probably should ask me what is my favorite film stock.
See, this is great. This is why I do this. So what is your favorite film stock, Weni?
Okay, I know I shoot a lot of Kodak 200.
Yeah.
Because that's what I have a
lot
lot
of.
in my fridge. But my favorite is Portrait 800.
Portrait 800.
Yeah, I love how the color comes in that film. Like I love shooting it during sunset, sunrise, The color is very pop, but at the same time, it's not too much. But it's very pricey.
Yes, it's about $800 a roll, right? No,
Yeah,
just kidding.
yeah. So, you know, I think actually my
Yeah.
favorite film is what I have in my fridge.
Well, ah, it is. Okay, after all that.
After
it
all
is.
that, it's for the 800.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Well, if there's nothing else,
Nothing else.
nothing
I
else.
think.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much for coming out this morning. I really
Ah.
appreciate you walking with us.
Thank you so much for
Um,
having me.
My absolute pleasure, and I can't wait to get this to everyone. And everyone hopefully should get a copy of your book if they can.
Thank
It
you.
is stunning. I will personally vouch for it. I will show anyone a copy if they want to see it, but it's stunning. They should definitely check it out, and it's for a good cause as well. It
Yeah.
definitely gives back to the community.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
thank you so much for being on, Weni.
you.
Lovely to
Enjoy.
meet you as well. Bye.
Bye.